What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we have some awesome information for you guys, a lot of stuff coming out from Nintendo's latest financial meetings, in addition to some discussion about their Nintendo paid online service starting up in 2018. But let's go ahead and get into the first article here. So, Tatsumi Kimishima, Nintendo's president, on expanding Nintendo Switch production and upcoming slate of games. Now, this information comes from the president Tatsumi Kimishima of Nintendo from the recent financial investors meeting. First holiday season for the Nintendo Switch will be here soon. Sales began for Nintendo Switch in March, which is not the usual sales season. Our challenge as we head into the year's end will be our ability to gain the support of a wide range of consumers. We are expanding our production structure to meet domestic and overseas demand, which has exceeded our initial projections. We have worked hard to ensure that we can provide as many consoles as possible. There was an announcement yesterday that we will revise our hardware sales projections for this fiscal year to 14 million units. The ongoing lack of Nintendo Switch hardware on shelves in domestic and overseas markets means that our consumers eager to play the software that has already been released are not fully able to acquire the hardware. We are working to ensure these consumers are able to get hardware moving forward. We therefore believe that the already released titles offer big opportunities for us this upcoming holiday season and beyond, and will support a long tail for hardware sales. This winter, there will be a second major release of paid downloadable content for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, as well as the release of Amiibo for the 4 heroes as shown on the slide, or he meant the champions. There will also be new packaged versions of Snipper Clips Cut It Out Together, which has only been available as a download title to date. That includes new stages and features. The ongoing free updates for ARMS and Splatoon 2 are part of our commitment to ensure consumers will keep playing, even for just one title. These efforts will generate buzz for released titles as well, and we believe it will help convince new consumers to make purchases. In addition, December will also see the worldwide release of a new Nintendo title, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I love the fact that he called it a new Nintendo title. So one of the big things here that I've been saying quite some time now is that Nintendo really wanted to make sure that they got out big hitters, especially earlier in the year. And those games are still going to help sell the system. A lot of people like to look at what's the next game to help push sales. What's the next game? And that is true. Obviously, Super Mario Odyssey is something that's going to help push sales. But at the same time, you also need a catalog of games in order to convince some people that can buy the system but haven't bit the bullet yet. So that's the biggest thing that he's trying to convey here, is that Nintendo's older titles like The Legend of Zelda, Splatoon, ARMS, stuff that gives you free content pretty much all throughout, it's like a service almost, then that type of stuff is going to help them in addition to the new titles that they are releasing plus the DLC. So it's all part of the plan. It's a whole big ecosystem of stuff, and that's what he's trying to convey to some of these investors, which always think, well, what's the next big thing in order to make us more money or in order to push out more systems? Tatsumi Kimishima is trying to say, well, yes, we do have more stuff upcoming, but at the same time, these older games, they're still selling, they're going to be evergreen titles, and these are going to help even push more people than those just looking for that one game in order to buy the system. So it's a strategy that Nintendo's been doing for a very long time. This isn't anything new, and I would think that most developers, most systems pretty much abide by this rule, but Nintendo for the most part is very good at this because they always have these long evergreen titles, big first party games that help sell systems for years on end. We saw this with Mario Kart Wii on the Wii. That game literally sold for the whole generation and then some, and helped push Wiis out there when there was literally nothing on the market at times. So there was many other titles like that, New Super Mario Bros. And much more. But what do you guys think about what Tatsumi Kimishima had to say as far as the upcoming slate of games? Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next article here, Morphite is listed for November 2nd on the North American Switch eShop. So Crescent Moon Games tweeted out recently that Morphite has been approved and will be launching on November 2nd on the Nintendo Switch eShop. The game is scheduled to be released the same day in Europe as well. The game's listing appears on the eShop. You can see it right here, and Crescent Moon Games had nice Morphite store page approved by NA. Now 3 days to go. Nintendo Switch and Blowfish Studios. So it seems like Blowfish was helping out with that one as well. And this is actually really cool because Morphite is a procedurally generated first-person shooter where you can get like resources and you can travel to different planets. A lot of people were trying to compare this to No Man's Sky, but I think at the same time it has its own distinct qualities as far as what you can do in combat. It's obviously a much smaller budget game, even though that they're both indie titles, and I don't really think it's much like it as far as No Man's Sky, because the game is out like on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. You can play the game and nobody's really comparing it to that, but that's just what it generally looks like at first. But I do think that it's its own game. It's a unique title and it's coming to Nintendo Switch, and I didn't buy the PS4, Xbox One versions or didn't request a review copy because I wanted to be able to play this on the go. This is exactly the type of game, but I'm not necessarily going to have a ton of time to play this holiday, especially with Mario and with Doom and Skyrim and all these other games that are coming out, but portable play will be cool for me. So what do you guys think about Morphite coming out November 2nd? That is very soon here this week. Let me know your thoughts on this and if you're going to be picking it up in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the last article here, Reggie, Fils-Aime, Nintendo of America President and COO, had a lot to say about Nintendo Switch when it comes to their back catalog, when it comes to upcoming games, and all sorts of stuff. But I do want to focus on one thing that he had to say in a recent interview, and that was talking about the Nintendo Switch Online, which is launching next year. So let's go ahead and get into what he had to say here. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it's going to look like. We'll share more about that next year, but what I can tell you is that our vision is to have a robust online environment that not only provides the mechanisms for you to have your multiplayer experiences and matchmaking, those elements are minimum. Our goal is to provide that extra Nintendo twist, and that's what makes our company historically so effective. We don't do things the same way as everyone else does. We relish being different. We see that difference as an element that makes us more compelling to the consumer, and so having that differentiated experience is what we are focused on, and we'll unveil more next year as we're closer to the launch of this service. So this is interesting because it's brought about some different reactions from people. Some people are like, oh well, they're looking at the Nintendo Online Switch app and they're saying, oh well, this is what you're providing that's different, so this is going to be even more of that, and it's even going to be worse, so you're going to expand upon that. But looking at everything that's went down with that app so far, I don't really think so. And based on some of the people that I've talked to, that app seems to be like a stopgap in my opinion, and really not even that good of a stopgap because nobody's using the app outside of Nintendo with one game. Nintendo has one game that uses the app. Even their other first-party games don't use the app, and third-party developers aren't using the app either. So to me, it seems like it was just to address one thing, while Nintendo's still desperately trying to put together and piece together an online, because they literally tore the whole thing down from last generation. The whole Wii U and the Wii and everything they've used, that's all gone, and they're pretty much rebuilding things, and I guess that's the reason why it's going to be paid, because they are going to want to make major upgrades to it, but they needed at least a year just to get the thing up and going. So that's the thing that I'm hearing when it comes to it. I think that this Nintendo Switch Online is going to be an experience that's very similar to Xbox Live or PSN based on what they're saying right here, because he says that they want to provide a robust online environment that not only provides the normal mechanisms for multiplayer experiences, but also add in their own twist to that. So I'm thinking there's going to be some extra little things here and there when it comes to Nintendo's online, when it comes to the UI or the layout or what they do, how you connect, the integration, and things like that. So I would expect something fairly good. Maybe there's going to be some issues here and there. Obviously, there always is with Nintendo when it comes to online, but I think it's going to be a lot better than some people are expecting because they see this Switch Online app, which is horrible, by the way, guys, but I'm just looking at it from a perspective that nobody else is using the app, not even Nintendo. That's the reason why I'm saying it's a stopgap. That's the reason why I'm saying I don't think this thing is going to be around for much longer once the Nintendo Switch Online launches. I don't think it's really going to be around at all, other than like a supplementary device to the online on your system. So that's my thought process on it, because if they're going to charge for it, obviously they need to do a lot better job than offering an app that's still missing so many features that you see on other systems. So that's my take on it, and from talking to a few different people that I do know as far as making certain games and things like that, to me it just seems like this is an afterthought from what they've told me, and even in Nintendo's own eyes it seems like an afterthought. It seems like a stopgap just so people could have some type of way to talk in Splatoon 2, but not in any other Nintendo online game that has online multiplayer, and third-party developers aren't even trying to use this. It seems like they're waiting for something. That's the impression that I got. So that's kind of telling me that there's more to this than we're thinking here. So we're gonna have to wait till 2018. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of stuff going down. Nintendo's gonna be launching their online. What do you guys think about this? And if you want to read the full interview as far as everything what Reggie had to say, please check out the link in the description below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered into win some awesome prizes. Plus, we got Discord voice chat and prize eShop tournaments. And also, make sure you check out our brand new YouTube live gaming page and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence. When you do so, it works very much like Twitch, to where you can earn custom themed emotes and more. So check out the link in the description below and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence right here on YouTube Gaming Live. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.